What's going on, everybody? It's Keymaster84 coming at you guys there with a brand new video. This is their Daily Dose episode number 33. I think I forgot to do 32 yesterday and I had to change the whole thing. Anyways, today's number 33. Super excited to be over the 30-day mark. I'm really excited. Obviously, we're not at the exact episode I'm supposed to have, but hey, whatever. It's all good. Today, guys, what we're talking about is upcoming Xbox games. Now, I am going to start focusing things more towards Xbox because that's what I play on. Sorry, PlayStation guys. I will talk about your stuff too in the future. It's just that as of right now, I mean, I don't have a PlayStation. I don't intend on buying a PS4 because at this point it'd be kind of silly. PS5 is right around the corner. If I was going to buy one, I might as well wait till then because it should have all the new bells and whistles and be able to do all the new backwards compatibility and all the cool stuff and be able to, have a brand new PlayStation console, in my opinion, better than something that's pretty much at the end of its life. So we're going to be focusing a lot more on Xbox, especially as we start getting into more of like the GDCs and the E3s and the Tokyo Game Shows and the, so forth and so on, Gamescom. Because it sounds crazy to say, guys, but that season is literally right around the corner. And that's what I want to talk to you guys about today, is games at these shows. Now, let's go over what we're going to be having in 2019, and then we'll kind of look forward as to what they want to do and what the goal is and how things are all going to work out, and kind of see kind of try to piece the puzzle together. So, games we have coming out before 2020. We have Crackdown 3, Gears 5, Ori 2, and this Outer Worlds, which is, if you guys should go check it out. It's really amazing. I might do a video on that later. It's probably one of my, I just recently heard about it. It looks really awesome. Sounds really awesome. I'm definitely excited to try it out. Now, what I want to talk to you guys about today, so that's our lineup. I mean, Crackdown 3 comes out in 9 days. Comes out on the 15th of February. For you guys who didn't know, you'll be able to play it on Games Pass day one. Yeah, I mean, it looks really fun. If you like Crackdown the game, if you like the first Crackdown, just get it. I mean, that's how good it is. From everything I've been reading, from all the people who are fans of Crackdown, I'm not going to read stories about people who don't like Crackdown because I think it's kind of silly. But yeah, people who do like Crackdown have said that it is pretty good and they are very excited about it. So, then next we got probably Outer Worlds will probably be the next one released, and then Ori 2, and then Gears 5, which I know Big Ro, I'm going to give him all a shout out. I know Big Ro is super amped about Gears 5. Why wouldn't you be, especially if you're a Gears fan? It's definitely going to be one of the big games of this next year. I know I'm super excited about it even, and I just think the story on this one, it seems really interesting. All the trailers I've seen where it has story elements to it has really got me intrigued, so it's definitely something I'm thinking about playing. Typically not a huge third-person fan, but I might make an exception for Gears of War. So I mean, those are the kind of the big games we have coming out, guys, and as you can see, I mean, they were still blowing it out of the park. I mean, Crackdown has had kind of a rough, we'll call it a rough release. It takes about 5 years to come out with this game. Outer Worlds is more of an indie title. Ori 2, if you guys have not played Ori 1, just go buy it now and play it. If you like a puzzle platformer, just go buy it now and play it. I'm just telling you that right now. You won't be disappointed. Actually, I think it might be in Game Pass as well. I can't remember off the top of my head. But definitely look into playing it. It's a ton of fun. I've never been disappointed with the Ori. Any of the Ori stuff, it's always good, and yeah, I mean, it's just a good time overall. So now, with that being said, let's kind of talk about what's going to be coming up this next year, because it is definitely something that will be coming up as we start going through everything. So let's get into one of the what Microsoft wants to do. So So they've gotten all these studios. They picked up all these studios, and obviously we haven't seen a ton of games from these studios, just because, especially first-party games, just because if they were working on anything, it was probably a multi-platform. For the guys who don't know, I just shortened it up. And so that's still coming out for multi-platform. It's just going to be under Microsoft's name instead of just under whoever was going to publish it at the time. I think there's still one out there. I think there's a 2K still holding on to one of them, but Microsoft doesn't care. But moral of the day, guys, is you're going to start seeing these guys pump stuff out. Now, this is where we need to have the caveat, okay? Need to have a little discussion about this. So do not expect every game that comes out from these studios to be a AAA title, because that's not what's going to happen. Their goal is to have a first-party game come out every quarter starting 2020. So January, February, March, first-party game. April, May, June, first-party game. July, August, September, first-party, so forth and so on. Now, with that being said, I've also said if the game is not ready, they're not going to push it to market, which I think is good. I think that's a good idea. There's no point in pushing it to market if it's going to be a crappy game, because then getting these studios and spending all this money isn't really going to be worth it, So I think it's a great idea that this is what they're doing. I'm really excited for it. I'm excited to see what some of these guys drop down. I mean, especially if it's not necessarily, obviously, the initiative is going to be super AAA, even quadruple A, if I remember right off the top of my head. And then, guys like Turn 10, people like that. All those guys are going to be coming out with AAA games. But then you got guys like your Obsidians or your Ninja Theories. Those will be more like your 2A games. They're still going to be really good, but it's going to be like an Ori style game, or like an Ori quality level game, I should say. Or even like this game that we're playing right now. It's going to be like an Apex Legends, where it's not, it's like that 2+3 range, like not quite a 3, but way better than a 2. So it's kind of like that 2+3- star range. So it's gonna be really interesting to see how they keep on coming out with the games, and if they can keep up the schedule that they're hoping to keep up. Obviously in 2020, so these are some crazy theories. I think is what's going to happen. I think E3 2019, we are going to start seeing some of the gameplay for sure, at least gameplay for sure, and then if not gameplay, if anything, we might actually start seeing like actual like games going on. And I think with that, it's just going to be really interesting, because as we progress further and further down the road, I think E3, we're going to see like all the big ones. Like what's the next big 343, what's going on with Halo, what's going on with this game, what's going on with this big game, what's going on with this big game. And I think that's kind of how it's going to work for the foreseeable future, just because they're putting a lot of money, they're putting a lot of eggs in the basket, they're doing a lot with these studios, and it only makes sense to push them as hard as you possibly can and get them out in the spotlight and make them want to be big. So I think we are going to be seeing a lot of stuff come this E3. I think definitely going to see something on Halo, and then from there it's kind of interesting, because we don't really know what any of these other studios are working on. As for we know they're working on a game. Okay, what kind of game? How good does it look? What style does it look? What kind of game is it? There's just so many questions that are not answered. It's like I have no idea what to expect, and it's really exciting. So I think we're definitely going to see a lot of stuff, and I think it's all going to be coming next gen. Maybe not all next gen, but I do think a lot of it's going to be for next gen titles. I think they're going to, I wouldn't necessarily say rest on their laurels, but I think they're definitely going to not necessarily like, hey, let's push a bunch of content out for the next Xbox, or for this Xbox when the next one's coming out, even though they are going to still continue to support the Xbox One X, or the Xbox One platform. I think that going forward, you're definitely going to start seeing that start to fade. So it is definitely something to be thinking about. But I think this year we're definitely going to start seeing some of the progress. I think we'll probably see a couple more studios I think in order to keep up the pace that they want to do, you're probably talking, I mean, let's see here, they're at, 12 or 13 studios now. They would probably have to pick up, because let's see if they want to do a 3-year cycle. I mean, that's what they're currently at. So they would probably have to do, well, I mean, they could be good right now. A 3-year development? No, they probably want one more year, because that last year you're really not developing. It's more just you going to shows and showing off your game and talking to IGN and stuff like that. So yeah, I don't see them necessarily picking up too many more studios. I mean, if someone's available for the right price and it seems to make sense for the Microsoft brand, then I definitely could see them doing it. But I think we're going to see a bunch of games come out of E3. I think at Gamescom you're going to see a bunch more, like, not necessarily 2020 games, but more like the 2021s, the 2022s, which is absolutely insane to think about right now. Just jumping into 2019, really. And I'm already talking about 2020 to 2022 stuff coming out. So it's really crazy. But I honestly think that's what's going to happen. I think we see Halo Infinite as a launch title for the next evolution of the Xbox brand. I think we definitely see that. I think we see Fable. I know I'm making crazy predictions right now. Crazy prediction time with Keymaster. But no, I see Halo Infinite. I see the new Fable game. And probably, I mean, a Forza. And a Forza game. I think those will probably be 3 of the first party launch titles. So multiplats, I think. So it's funny. I'm going to throw this one out here, and it's because we're playing this game, Apex Legends, like we are right now. So Titanfall 3 currently not being developed, quote unquote. Even though on an earnings report today that they said that Titanfall is, or another Titanfall franchise game is coming out. So something to do with this universe is coming. I don't know if it's going to be Titanfall 3, but it's definitely going to be within this universe. So I guess that's cool. I'm not 100% sure exactly on what they're talking about, but it should be interesting to see nonetheless. And then the other big thing coming down the pipeline, guys, is I really do think that the next Titanfall game is going to be launched on the new hardware, and that's not the reason, but I think it's part of the reason why we ended up getting this game and not getting a quote-unquote full-fledged Titanfall game. I think whatever they want to call Titanfall 3, I don't know. Titanfall 3, we'll see. The next big Titanfall with Max and the wall running and all that stuff, I think that'll probably be on the next-gen consoles. I think it'd be a great next-gen title. I think it'd be great to launch that alongside, like come out like in March. After the launch, I think that'd be an amazing time for that game to come out. And we'll see. But, so yeah, guys, let me know what you guys think, what you guys' bold predictions are for the next couple of years as far as games go. What games are you guys most looking forward to? What games would you like to see come back? Like a Sleeping Dogs or a Titanfall, like a Titanfall. What games that have kind of fallen by the wayside would you guys like to see come back, come the next generation? Let me know about all that down in the comments below. And like always, guys, thank you guys so much for tuning in. It means a ton to me and Big Row. And make sure you guys leave them those likes and subscribes. It really helps the channel grow and it really makes us feel special down deep inside. So guys, until next time, this has been the Keymaster 84. We play games to make gains. Haters gonna hate. I'll see you guys next video. Peace.